Dunk here, and today I wanted to show you a really cool way that you could make money in Gary Club. Now, when you are monetized at Gary Club, you are going to have access to something called SocialPay. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to create these payment pages like I have right here. I have this one for a raffle, as well as this one right here for some of my Dunk Rewards, which Dunk Rewards, or S-Dunk, are my rewards program token. If you engage with my content, then you're going to be able to start collecting rewards and then claim things like this AI stock footage that I've created, as well as these tutorials and in-depth strategy guides. And then you could also claim things like Dunk, which is my community's community token. You might be selling something completely different, but the thing that's great about this is it means that you're going to be able to start making money in crypto through payment forms. You'll be able to create forms like this, where you have a price either in Gary, Solana, or USDC. And since I'm one of the builders that has a community token that is paired with Gary, that means that I'm also able to do this in Dunk, but you could do it in all the other currencies if you are a creator. By the end of this video, you are going to be able to create a form just like this one and start making crypto in Web3. And first, you are going to need to have a Gary Club account. You can go get one at joingaryclub.com, and that will also take you to my profile. And while you're there, go ahead and take a look at my offers. If nothing else, you're going to see an example of a sales page that you could use when you are creating your own. So once you've created your account at Gary Club, you're going to want to create a creator coin. This is what will unlock your access to SocialPay, which again is the name of the payment processor in Gary Club. When you do get monetized in Gary Club, there is going to be a small blockchain fee. This has nothing to do with Gary Club. It is just a fee to mint your coin. And last time I checked, it usually comes out to like $3 or $4. So just know that it's not something that Gary Club is charging. It is an actual fee to the network because we are on the Solana blockchain. Just create your creator coin, go through that entire process. It is going to take you step by step when you create your Gary Club account. And then I'd always recommend going ahead and filling all this stuff out. It's not related to the payment form, but it's good to have a filled in profile. When you have this all filled out, we're going to go up here to the top right corner where it shows Gary, Sol, and portfolio value. We're going to click that. And this is going to launch the Social Connector back office. And there's different tools that use the Social Connector protocol, and Gary is one of them. So in order to create these payment forms, you're going to have this tab right along the left-hand side that says SocialPay. There's Merchant, Recurring Payment, and Transactions. We're going to click on Merchant. I've created a couple different merchant accounts, but I'm only really using this one. And I have different payment pages, as well as I could view the details of this account and update them if I want. All we are going to do right now is we are going to click Add Merchant, and this is going to be the same whether this is the first time you are adding a merchant or if you are adding an additional one for whatever reason. And we're going to get this pop up. Then you're going to throw in your logo right here. I'm just going to add one in. And then we go down and add in a business name. And then we are going to add in a website. I'm just going to add in this Dunk Rewards website, which is the way that you claim Dunk Rewards. It's just dunkrewards.com. But if you wanted to earn Dunk Rewards, you just have to go to my Discord at dunkmedia.club. But I'm just going to grab this link and I'm going to paste it right here under website. And unless you have a webhook, you could leave it empty. But if you have one, you could enter it here. And then wallet address. And this is going to be the address that you get paid to. Make sure that this is a Solana address. If I'm using a non-custodial wallet, which means that you hold the key, I typically use Phantom. It's easy to use. I have plenty of videos on this channel on how to set up a Phantom wallet, so go ahead and check those out. I'll also drop one in the description of this video, but just paste that address right here. Also, when you create a Gary Club account, Social Connector will create a Solana wallet for you. And what this does is anytime there's an airdrop or anytime that you are using something like SocialPay, then that comes out of that custodial wallet. And if you wanted to grab that, you just go to your Social Connector account by just clicking this icon in the top right corner at joingaryclub.com. So I am going to copy this address right here. It says copy, go back over to the form, and paste that in. And now whenever anybody has a transaction, whether it's in Dunk, Gary, Solana, or USDC, it will go to this address. And now we'll enter in a phone number and email address. I'm just going to put in a made up one for the moment, but you're obviously going to want to put in a real one right there. So there you go. So now we have our logo. We have our business name. We have our website. We have our webhook if we need one. We have our address, which payments are going to be sent to. And then we have our phone number and our email address. Now we can come down here to the bottom where it says status. And this basically means if this merchant account is active. And then you could decide if you want to send email notifications. This is just a true or false. I'm just going to say false because I put in a fake email address. But if you want to get a notification every time that you have a sale, just turn that to true. And of course, use a real email address. And then for send email notification to customer, I'm just going to select true because I want them to get all the notifications when they make a purchase. We're just going to pick SocialPay. If you wanted to pick Stripe, you can, but I believe that this is going to be retired from SocialPay. And now we're just going to click create. And it has successfully created a new merchant. We're going to click OK. And we have our name right here. We have our phone number. We have it as active. And we have a website. And we have our payment pages as well as a view details. So if I click on payment pages, you're going to see where all of our different payment pages would show up. And then this is where we're also going to be able to create a new one. I'm going to go ahead and click back. And I'm going to click View Details. And this is where we could update any of the information that we added in when we were creating the merchant account. So we have our name, we have our phone number, we have our email address. We have that it's set to active and our email notification settings, our business info, logo, our website, an email. If we have a local address, it would go right here. I'm not going to click the next page because it will show you my API key, which you could also refresh. Then we have our webhook right here, which again is left empty. But if you were using webhooks, that's how you would add them in. And then we have payment processor, which again, all we are doing is SocialPay. But right here, I have it set with the address as well as the status to active. And then I have my email notifications right here. And we are not going to use Stripe. You would have to add it in, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now you have your merchant created. That step you really only need to do one time. You would create another merchant if, say, you wanted it to go to another wallet. Maybe you have a deal with somebody else. You have a partner, and you want it to go into that wallet instead. Just create a new merchant account, and anytime that there's a purchase, it would just go to that wallet. All right, so we are going to go ahead and create our page. I'm going to click Create Page, and I'm going to call it First Offer, just because it's my first offer. You're going to create whatever name you want. And then I'm going to pick the amount that I want to charge. So first off, I need to figure out what I'm going to charge in. Now, you're going to be able to charge in either Solana or Gary. I could also do it in Dunk because I have my own community token, but I'm just going to do it in Dunk right now in this example, but you could do it in whatever currency is available for you. So I'm going to pick Dunk as my currency. Now, whatever amount that I want to charge, maybe I want to say I'm going to charge 10 Dunk for this. And again, you would just do it in whatever currency you're charging in. And now it would cost them 10 Dunk or Gary or whatever you're charging in order to buy whatever you're selling. Now, on the next tab, it says who is the bearer of the charge. And what that means is there is a transaction fee. Anytime that you use something like PayPal or a credit card or anything like that, all of these platforms have a transaction fee that is charged. And it's usually closer to like 3% or higher. And Social Connector charges a 1.5% transaction fee, which means that they're going to take 1.5% of whatever the cost of your offer is. And what you could say is I want it to be 10 Dunk or 10 Gary, and that's it. And then out of that 10, it would charge that 1.5%. So you would get a little bit less than 10. And if you wanted to do that, you would just say the merchant pays that fee and then you'd cover the cost. Now, if you wanted the buyer to cover it, you just click client. And now it's going to charge like 10 and just a little tiny bit more. It would cost the buyer a little bit more instead of the merchant. Now, the next thing is gas fees. Now, anything you buy on the Solana blockchain is going to cost gas. And in the Gary economy, all the gas is charged with Solana. If you wanted to pay those fees yourself, you would just go to your custodial wallet, add Solana, and you would be able to cover those costs. Again, you can grab it just from this homepage by clicking that icon in the corner, just hit copy, and then send the Solana to that wallet. And if that's what you wanted to do, you would say that the merchant covers that fee, and then when people buy, you are going to pay the transaction fee on the blockchain. But if you want them to pay it, you would just toggle this from merchant to client, and it's just going to make them pay the transaction fee. Reasons why you might want to pay it yourself. Maybe you have a heavy Web 2 audience and you don't want them to know anything about the fact that they need to have gas or Solana, and you just want them to buy with that particular token. Maybe they've only got Gary and you want them to send it in Gary, or they only have Dunk and you want them to send it in Dunk. This would be a reason why you would pay it. But if they are Web3 people, they have Solana in their wallet, you could just say that they pay the fee. Now we'll go down to the next tab where it says payment logo. I'm just going to grab one of my logos. There we go. You could do whatever you would like right there, but I would probably do a square logo. It looks nicer. And now on to the next one, we have our transaction limit. Now, you might want to let people buy something over and over and over again, or you might want to tell them, hey, you could only buy 1 or 5 or whatever it is. Depending on what your reasoning is, I could say I only want them to buy 1. Maybe it's something that doesn't make sense for them to buy more than once, or maybe it's something that you want it to be more rare and you only want people to buy it 1 time. You could just say 1 purchase, or you could even say they could buy it 100 times or whatever you decide. I'm just going to leave it blank. If you leave it blank, that means that people could buy it as many times as they like. Now we've already filled in the next tab, which was price currency, and I'm doing mine in Dunk. You could do it in Gary or Solana, whatever you choose. And now the next one right here says feature page. And what feature page is when you go back over to Gary Club, we have this page right here. So offers. If I feature it, it's going to show up here under offers. So anybody who is a creator over at Gary Club will have this page. They can create their pages. And instead of just saying, hey, I have this one link, you could just say, go to my Gary Club profile, and you're going to be able to see all my offers right here. So I'm going to toggle this and just say yes, just so you could see it. And then I'll just have 2 with the same logo temporarily because I'm using the same logo with my example. And next we have our success URL. And to me, this is the easiest way to deliver your product or whatever you are selling. So what I've done is if it's a Dropbox link, I could put a Dropbox link in there. I could put in a Google link, or I can put a link to a site or whatever I want. This can get as complicated or as simple as you would like. Just know whatever link you put in right here, they're going to get this link once they've completed the purchase, and it's just a super easy way for you to deliver the product. Otherwise, you're going to need to do things like integrate Zapier, which that comes with additional cost, but the simplest way, just drop in a link to what they are purchasing right here. And if you want to see a little hack that I've discovered with Dropbox, if you go and create a share link with Dropbox and change the 0 at the end to a 1, it becomes a download link. And then when they have completed their purchase, it will automatically download their file. But again, do it however you want. It's up to you. Now we want to add in our notification email address right here. I'm just putting a temporary one since this is just a test at test.com. There we go. And now we have our payment description. Now, what the payment description is, if we open this up, it's this information right here. You could write it yourself. You can go to ChatGPT to help you write it. I just put, this is my product description, but I hope that you are a little more detailed than that when you create yours. Next, we have payment status. And what this means is if the payment page is live, if I set it to active, that means that anybody that even has the link can purchase, even if it's not featured on my Gary Club page. So if you want this page to completely go away, just set it to inactive and nobody can purchase anymore. But I'm going to set it to active. And now I don't have Stripe, so I'm going to leave Stripe empty. And we also have the option between recurring and one-time payment. Maybe you have a subscription or something like that that you want to link this to. You would probably need to have the Zapier integration, which comes with the additional cost. But if you wanted to do a one-time purchase, that's super simple. Just click one time. But if you did recurring, you just have to fill this in. And again, you would need to have Zapier in order to deliver whatever the recurring thing is, unless it was manual. So I'm just going to click one time. And now we have our last 2 things. Now, we have segment. Let me show you this real quick on another tab. So one of the really cool things about Social Connector, and for that matter, Gary Club, is that everything is built on segments. And what I mean by that is it's like tagging people and being able to reward people that you've tagged. So when you come to this page, again, go to the top right corner and click the icon up here, bring you to this page, and we're going to go over here where it says segments. Click here, and I'm going to click overview. Now you see I have a whole bunch of different segments for different reasons. Now you would want to create a new segment, You'd give it a name. I'm going to call it payment test. And now there's 2 different types of segments. You have active or static. And since somebody is purchasing something and it's just them buying it and it's a one-time thing, I'm going to pick static. Active would be if you were tracking something. For instance, I track how many dunk you have, and I only add certain people to segments if they have a certain amount of dunk. And then status, it's just if you want this to be turned on or off. I could turn it off or leave it on. I'm going to turn it to active and hit submit. Created the segment, click OK, and there we are. I have my payment test. Now, when I go over to the other tab, I'm going to be able to click select segment. So now when I come back over to Gary Club and Social Connector to create my payment form, I could add in that segment right here. And when I add in this segment, what it's going to do is it's going to say that somebody has to be in this segment in order to purchase this page. Maybe you have a whitelist of people that you want to add into this segment. What it means is only people that are in this segment can make this purchase. So maybe you have a particular perk in your community or something like that, or you have a list of people that you only want to let these people to do it. You can create a list and say only these people could purchase it. And you could also actually sell access to segments. I'll show you how to do that in another video. Let me know if that's something you want to learn about in the comments of this video. And now we can just throw a quick success message. So I just said, congratulations on your purchase. Good, good. I'm going to just leave this on right now so you could see what would happen if you were not in this segment and you tried to make a purchase. So I'm going to hit submit and we'll go to the page. So now we have our first offer. We have the name, who's bearing the fees, the amount, as well as what currency. And I'm doing mine in Dunk. You could do yours in Solana or Gary. And you could also make changes by going to view details or delete the page right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to view details, and you also can grab the link right here. It's going to show any purchases starting to show up right here. And then we're going to click copy link. And if you wanted to make those changes to the page, you could always just go to edit page and adjust any of the settings that we went through here. And to grab that page, just click copy link, and it will give you this page like this. You have your image, a price, a header, and a description space. We have our first and last name and an email address, and then SocialPay. So let me just show you what will happen if you are not in the segment. I'm going to put my first and last name as well as my email address that I use for Gary Club. All right, so now I'm going to click checkout, and let's see what happens. So I got this pop-up right here where it says, failed, you do not qualify to make this payment. And that was because I am not in the segment. Now, if I went back to this, click OK, and we're going to click edit page. And I'm going to remove payment test from the segment. I'm going to click update page and then click OK. And now let's go back and grab our link again and go back to our payment page. All right, so now we have our payment page. I'm going to type in my information again and then click Social Pay. You could use this information like the transaction reference and the memo, or scan this QR code with your wallet on your mobile device, and then you could pay that way. And then it will just deliver the product. And again, there's so many different ways to gamify this, especially with segments. And like I told you, if I click refresh right here, it's going to show that page added here. So I go back over to offers, and now I have this first offer. And if somebody clicked that, they'd easily be able to complete that purchase. And this is how you create easy crypto payment forms using SocialPay in the Gary Club and Social Connector ecosystem. If you want to learn more about stuff like this, you should be hanging out with me in my Discord at dunkmedia.club. I'm all about finding really creative ways to make money online, including things with video, Web3, tokenomics, and anything really in the creator economy. If you want me to make more videos like this, do me a favor and drop a yes in the comments, and that will let me know what to focus on so you are getting the best benefit out of our time here. And if you want to learn more about me, Dunk, and my entire ecosystem and what I'm building, just go ahead and head over to earndunk.com. Again, my name is Dunk. Keep creating, and I will see you in the next video.